Good morning, and welcome. Get out the way. Good morning, and welcome to your morning reset with Tameeka Nelson. I am your spirit, soul, and business strategist, and I am so excited to be here with you this morning. And so, as you know, our focus on this podcast, I guess you can say, is spirit, soul, and business. So we've done spirit this month, we've done soul this month, and this today our focus is business. So take a moment, like and share, invite someone to be a part. If you know a small business owner or a big business owner, it doesn't matter. Anyone that you know that is called to both ministry and marketplace, get them on this morning because we're going to be talking about business strategies, okay? Business strategies. So take a moment, like, share, and let's get some people on this morning to learn more about what we need to do as far as business strategy in this season, right? So number one, thank you all for joining us. I so appreciate it. I've been getting some good feedback, and I appreciate those who are watching live as well as those who will watch the replay. And I hope that you will. I try my best to be as interactive as I can in the comments. If you ever have any questions, any suggestions, I'm always open to it. You can always email me at hello@tameeka.online. Hello at Tameeka, TAMEEKA.online. And I'm always open to your feedback. If there are any topics that you want me to cover as far as spirit, soul, and business is concerned, I am more than willing to do that as well. But thank you for joining me this morning. I appreciate it. I am live and in living color this morning. I see you, Lady Lynette. You don't even know how much I appreciate your support, because before I even get in on here at 7:00, sis is texting me ready to go. And I appreciate it. Hey, bro, I see you. My brother Leonard Warren, I see you this morning. Thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate it. So let's jump in. I'm thinking of part of my 15 minutes, so that means I'm going to start talking fast, and I don't want to talk too fast that you miss it. So let me get right to where we're going this morning as far as business strategy is concerned. That's today's topic, business strategy. So before we even get into what business strategy is, first let's find out what strategy is. So strategy is a careful plan or a method, a clever stratagem. It is the art of devising or employing plans or stratagems toward a goal. Basically, it's your plan to get to the goal that you have in mind, okay? So whatever the goal is for your business, because that's what we're talking about today, you need a strategy to get there, whether it be in your spirit, whether it be for your soul, or whether it be in your business. You need a strategy. You need a strategy for your business life. You need a strategy for your soul, right? You need a strategy for your business. And so this morning we are talking about business strategy. And I am going to trying to see what's the easiest way to do this. My face is gonna be disappear for a second while I give you this definition of business strategy. Business strategy is a framework that helps define an organization's vision, objectives, and tactical decision-making process. It is the framework by which you define your organization or your business's vision, objectives, and tactical decision-making processes. I don't know how to break that down any more clearer than it already is. And so one of the ways, what I want to talk about first is what we need to do before we come up with the business strategy, right? Because a lot of us are in business already, and this is the time of year where we need to be reevaluating what we're doing for this next year. We need to reevaluate what has worked, what has not worked, what we need to do better, all of those things, right? While we're in this month of October, this is the last quarter, and we should be preparing for the first quarter of 2024. And so what we need to do, right, is revisit our vision. We need to revisit our strategy, what we've done. And so one of the ways to do that is with a framework called SWOT. Okay. And so SWOT focuses on your strengths, it focuses on your weaknesses, it focuses on opportunities, and it focuses on threats. So with strengths, it means when you're focusing on strength, you are focusing on the characteristics of a business that give it advantages over its competitors. And with me, I don't like to focus much on competitors because I just believe that you're called to who you call to, and I don't have to compete with anyone to do that. But I just wanted to tell you that that's what we want to focus on. So I would rather say the characteristics of a business that gives it its advantages. Okay. Weaknesses, characteristics of a business that put it at a disadvantage, disadvantage, excuse me. Opportunities are elements in a company's external environment that allow it to formulate and implement strategies to improve performance. And threats are elements in the external environment that could endanger the business, its profitability, excuse me, or its competitive advantages. And so um, the strengths the strengths and the weaknesses are what happens right here, internal, right where it says internal on top. That is the internal structure of your business, right? But opportunities and threats are what happen externally, what can happen. I don't want to say what can happen to your business, but it's outside of your business, it's outside of your scope, I should say. And so I wanted to show you a little example I grabbed from HubSpot so that you can see what exactly that looks like. So this is a SWOT analysis for a local boutique, right? Good morning, Tasha. This is a SWOT analysis for a local boutique, and this is just an example. So the strengths of the boutique is that they have minimal local competition, they have trust from customers in the neighborhood, and they have affordable prices. The opportunities that are available to them right now to grow are to be increase their marketing on social media, to create an online store that could boost revenue, and to have a location that can pull in they do have a location that could pull in new traffic. Those are the opportunities that are available to them. The weaknesses that they have in their business are they have a poor social media presence, there's no online ordering, and dated styles and accessories. The threats that these weaknesses present to their business is that they can get bad online reviews. They have online competitors, excuse me, and they could lose foot traffic due to dated fashion. So this is, you can see how they just broke down everything. I want you to go through and do that in your business, right? You need to go through and see what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and what your opportunities are, and what your threats are before you create a business strategy, before you revisit your business strategy, right? Because we need to go back first and see what worked, what didn't, what opportunities we have for growth, and what might threaten our business, right? So after that, we can go into creating a business strategy. I really want you to create that SWOT analysis for your business to see what's working and what's not. But then after that, I wanted to give you the most simple framework this morning for creating a business strategy. And I didn't want to get into the weeds because there's a number of different frameworks, but I wanted to get the simplest one because I know it would work for all of our businesses, right? So if you go here, let's see. First, we have to establish our vision and our mission statement for our business. This is going to be the driving force behind everything that we do. This is our why, right? What do we want to see in the future, and what do we need to make it a reality? We have to get in this vision part, we have to get specific. We have to get specific about what we want to see, and make sure it includes the who, what, when, where, and why, right, of our business. And so then we go to goals, right? And setting goals to make the vision a reality. Your goals must be SMART, SMART. Your goals must be smart, right? They must be specific, They must be measurable. They must be attainable. They must be relevant. And they must be time based. And I did not create a graphic with those. So let me see if I can add something quick on here just so you have that. They must be specific. They must be measurable. They must be attainable. They must be relevant, right? And they must be, what's the last one? I lost it. They must be time based. I'm sorry. I had a quick, my brain went for a second because I'm trying to type this while I'm talking to you all. So I want you to grab that, and I didn't do a graphic for it, but this is very important. Okay. There we go. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time based. Make sure that your goals are smart. So, specific means that we narrow it down, right? Measurable means that we must be able to measure our progress. Like, it's not a goal if you can't measure the progress. It must be attainable. It must be reasonable, something that you can do, and something that you can measure with time. It must be relevant, and meaning it should align with your vision and your values, and it must be time based. You must be able to set a realistic end date to help you prioritize tasks and keep you motivated, right? And so, unless you have all five of those things, if you do not have all five of those things, you only have an idea, right? If you do not have those five things, you simply have an idea. And so we want to make sure that you are making your SMART goals as you are preparing for the new year. Next, we go to approach. Approach in the visit. Approach in our business strategy, right? And this is where you outline the specific steps that it will take to reach the goals. So, what is your plan? How are you getting it done? What skills and talents do you need? Who do you need to hire? What do you need to outsource? And another great question to ask yourself is, who do I need to become for this to be accomplished, right? So you were able to accomplish what you accomplished this year by being the person that you were. But in 2024, if you have a bigger vision or a different vision, or your vision expands in any way, you may have to become a different person, right? And so as I came to basically towards the last half of this year, or I should say within the last third quarter, I got some more business revved up for me, right? And so it required me to become more organized. It required me to have better time management. It required me to prioritize differently. And it's not saying that I wasn't doing that before, but the demand of business caused me to have to do that more, because not only do I have my business, but I have my other responsibilities. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I have other things outside of business that I do. So it's important that those things still, because my family is priority, right? So we need to make sure that my business is not overshadowing or taking over my family time or whatever. So that means I need to reorganize, reprioritize, and manage my time better. So not that like I said, not that I wasn't doing it before, but there's so many different moving parts now, that I have to reprioritize, and in some cases deprioritize, right? Take it off my list altogether. I don't have any more hours in my day. 24 hours is what I have. 24 hours is what you have. You're not getting any more hours in a day. So who do I need to hire? Because I'm not gonna keep working more and more and more. Who do I need to hire? What do I need to outsource? What clients do I need to let go of? What services are no longer profitable and eating up my time, right? So those are things that we all have to evaluate as we move into restructuring our brand strategies. The next thing you need is action. This is where you execute. If you do the three other steps but don't do this one, Again, you've only had an idea. You failed in your strategic planning. So, monitoring your progress to keep everything and everyone on track, addressing any issues, we have to execute and get to work. Otherwise, we're just walking around with a great idea. Oh, one more thing I wanted to show you is that each of these circles say monitor and update, monitor and update, monitor and update, because this is a continual thing, right? So if your business, let's say you have exponential growth, you're going to have to revisit the vision. You're going to have to revisit your goals. You're going to have to revisit your approach. You're going to have to revisit your action. This is not a one-time thing. You have to continually revisit these areas, right? It shouldn't need to be completely revamped every time because your vision is what it is. Sometimes it's going to expand. Sometimes it's going to get a little. I won't say get smaller, but just get more concise and more directed at a certain thing, right? So, but so it may be revamped from time to time. In some instances, you may need to tweak it, but in other instances, you may need to do a complete overhaul, right? If you go a completely different direction with your business, you may need to do a complete overhaul. Perhaps your target audience has changed, or perhaps the methods that you use have changed. Timing has changed, right? A lot of people had to do a pivot during COVID because their business changed so much, or maybe there are new technologies that alter your approach or how you execute the vision. All of those things have to be revisited over and over again as you grow your business. So I wanted to share that with you this morning. The last thing that I wanted to share with you, even though you may not be a faith based business, you are, or I should say, I am a person of faith. And so prayer is a part of my business strategy. Let me tell y'all how can nobody hook up your business like God hook up your business, okay? Prayer is a part of that strategy. Good morning. Prayer is a part of that strategy. So I wanted to join, just share that with you this morning. Business strategy. Pray about it and see what the Lord says because He will give you direction for your business. Thank you so much. My 15, I went to 20 minutes today. My 15 minutes are up. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time.